Stop procrastinating. Stop using certain words like I try or I hope I can. And stop saying those things in my head. Those are my 3 rules, if you would, or the 3 action steps that I had to take in the beginning of this for myself. And I will say that it has repeatedly over and over again paid me back to follow those steps. I was, when I first found this work, I was in, I had 2 young daughters, and I had been doing home daycare for 4 or 5 years. I was in a pretty relationship. It felt like ships passing, like the most unsatisfying business transaction. And I'm not even talking shit. This is the kindest way I could say it. So everything in my life felt like I loved my kids. I loved my daycare kids, but I was so out of love with me and all the things that I was doing. I didn't feel like that during the day. So one of the things that I complained about constantly, and complaining, that was one of the other things, the complaining and the negative talk, zip. So the complaining, it was always, I hate to do the dishes. And I had 10 kids a day sometimes, so there was plenty of dishes, 3 meals a day, snacks, all that. Dishes, no dishwasher. So I would just be pissed. I'd put it off, and then my partner would come in and complain about my housekeeping, and I would trigger me, and it was just one big pitfall of negative energy for me when it came to the dishes. So I immediately started to stop procrastinating it, and I didn't love it, but I did eventually get a really big gift. Immediately from this direction, I stopped procrastinating, and I would do the dishes 2 or 3 times a day, 3 or 4 times a day sometimes. I wasn't leaving piles in the sink, so that every time I got there, it was kind of cool that at least it was just like 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of cool. Then this one day, and I have told this story 100 times, it doesn't get less exciting and delicious and juicy for me every time I tell it. So this one magical day, not joking, not being sarcastic, living with, my then partner and my 2 daughters, and he comes home from work and takes the girls for a walk. My daycare kids were gone. Now he's taking the kids for a walk. This never happens. I never, ever got time in my house alone, unless it was at night and everybody was asleep. So now I have these magical 15 minutes of nothing to do. And I'm just like, wow. And I first turned because the teacher said, first thing we always do is take care of our stuff, never procrastinate. So here I go to turn around to look at those dishes, and they were already done. I had just given myself 15 minutes of nothing to do because I had stopped procrastinating.